This is analysis of Jordn's backstroke. Alright, so the first thing we like to see on this start is that she doesn't pull her head quite so close to the bar. If she keeps her back straighter at an angle like this as opposed to like this, her hips won't drop back in the water when she pushes off the blocks. And that way she'll be able to explode out over the water instead of dropping down into the water. Jordn's got a pretty good backstroke. I really like to see her think about keeping that head pushed back, and that'll help her bob up and down a little bit less. Additionally, it'll keep her hips up a little bit higher. She does a great job of swinging right through that catch. Her turnover is very good. Her body position and body roll is also very good. She's able to stay pretty high in the water. Let's watch this turn here. We don't want to look going into that wall. We want to know exactly what our stroke count is so that we're always automatic. Alright, pretty good. We had slight hesitation on this wall. Excuse me, slight hesitation on this wall here. We want to make sure that once our feet hit that wall, we explode right off. We don't want to set ourselves up for the push. Additionally, we want to make sure we squeeze in a few dolphin kicks off the wall before we start swimming. Jordn also does a good job of keeping her hands nice and deep when she's towards the end of the 50. She's still catching that deep water and throwing it past her hip, which is an excellent skill to have. Overall, nice job. This is underwater analysis of Jordn's backstroke. I want to make sure she really tightens up that streamline and keeps those hands together on the backstroke. You can see Jordn is very conscious of trying to make sure that she keeps her hands deep to catch the water. I'd still like to see a little bit more elbow bend on her underwater recovery instead of pulling down straight arm down her side. That's going to help her really get some torque on that stroke and swim with more power. Additionally, we see here that Jordn doesn't kick very much from her hips. She's a knee bender. So we want to make sure that she uses her whole leg in her kick. This is an area where she can really improve, especially in backstroke, as backstroke is very much driven by the kick. Again, we want to make sure we tighten up that streamline off the wall. I'm going to make sure we carry as much momentum off the wall as possible, and tightening that streamline is a great way to do so. Making sure that she bends her elbows and kicks with a straight leg is going to help her keep her hips much closer to the surface of the water, and it's going to help her stay higher in the water and swim faster. So it's essential that we really focus on kicking from our hips instead of just from our knees. This is analysis of Miss Beam's freestyle. Alright, the first thing we notice, we like to see her pull back a little bit more on these blocks so that there isn't a slight hesitation before she heads off the blocks. She has an excellent streamline and good breakout. When we look at her freestyle, though, we'd really like to see her bend her elbows on her recovery. That's going to help her get her arms over faster, increase her turnover, and it'll also allow her to stay higher in the water, all of which will make her swim faster. We see a good turn there, but we'd like to see her come in and push off from flat on her back. As we can see, she rolls over on her stomach before she pushes off in her streamline, and that forces her to slow down a little bit. Additionally, the second fastest point that she'll have on in the race, besides off of the start, is going to be off of the turn. So we don't want to see her take a breath on the first stroke, because it's going to allow her to lose the momentum that she gains off the wall, and it takes her a couple strokes to get back up to top speed. She has good kick and pretty good breath rate. So when she takes a breath, her stroke rate doesn't slow down, which is very good. Focusing on those bent elbows will really help her improve her body position in the water and keep her higher in the water. This is underwater analysis of Miss Beam's freestyle. As we see, she does a great job of transitioning from those fly kicks into her breakout. She has excellent stroke rate, very good kick rate. What we would really like to see her do is focus on making sure she doesn't drop her elbow on her recovery. So what we mean is we'd really like for her elbow to always be above her hand right here. We want her to pretend like she's making sure that she's putting her arm over a barrel and grabbing as much water as she can. When she pulls through the water like this, you can see that she doesn't catch a lot of water on the upper part of her arm, only in the bottom part. So we want to make sure we utilize the entirety of our pull. We do a good job of coming over and flipping, but we want to make sure when we get to this point, we push off the wall flat on our back in a tight streamline, and then kick our way onto our stomach. We don't want to roll over onto our stomach first, because that's going to make us lose time off of the wall. Additionally, we don't want to breathe on that breakout stroke. We want to maintain that top speed. We can tell that as she gets bigger and stronger, she's not going to have as much difficulty keeping that hand below her elbow, and that'll allow her to pull with considerably more power and use her lats instead of just her triceps to finish her stroke.